What be wrong with people? Hold on. Hello, girl. You
Hello?
see what's going on?
No. What?
Hold on, let me add to Ray. Hey, girl.
Hey girl,
Did you see what's going on?
is this like a grab the mics moment?
We definitely have to talk about this one.
Girl, y'all got me up now.
Grab the mics?
All right.
Is this thing on? Yeah? Okay, good. Welcome to Controversy and Chaos, bitches. Hey everybody, and welcome to Controversy and Chaos. This is episode 13. This is our 13th reason. This is the 13th reason today.
I'm on mine for sure.
No, but today is another Hot Topics episode. So, and another thing, when I tell you the topics just be coming and coming and coming and coming, I want people to take a break sometime. Yes, I want people to kind of take a break sometimes.
No, it's keeping us employed.
Well, that's true. So keep y'all bullshit up. So first things first, we're going to just jump right into it and get to the real showdown. Not even the showdown, just the real shock and awe of the week. And that was the Nickelodeon documentary, Quiet on the Set, on Max.
Yeah.
So for people who have not watched it, it is a 4-part series. Each episode is about an hour long that kind of details the history of the most popular shows on Nickelodeon that were all created by Dan Schneider, ranging from all that, your Zoe 101s, pretty much if it was on Nickelodeon and it was like a kid, like a teen show and not a cartoon, Dan Schneider pretty much was the creator of it. So it details, different cast members who were in the show, also their parents, people who worked on the production teams, and just discussing their experiences. I think the major bombshell that came out was about Drake and Josh Starr, Drake Bell, and he was the plaintiff or the victim in the case against now convicted child molester Brian Peck, which no one knew who it was because he was young and the records were sealed all of this time. So now that it has come out, he has showed his face and he admitted that it was him that these horrific things were happening to. And pretty much Nickelodeon was kind of complicit in just what was happening. It wasn't a situation where Brian Peck never got to work on another set again. There were other things. And he was not the only person who was a convicted child molester that was working on these sets with children. Yeah. Outside of just that, even with Dan Schneider, I guess, even though he didn't like physically do anything to anyone, he just created a very uncomfortable work environment, like lewd jokes at the expense of children that kids wouldn't necessarily get. And I know I certainly, as a kid, like looking back on it, I was like, oh, I didn't understand what that meant. But now as an adult, you're like, what? This aired on TV?
On Nickelodeon. Skeeter has always thrown me like the name of Cousin Skeeter, even though he wasn't the creator, he was in the background of it. That has always been a little sus because yes, I was young when it came out, but like you knew you got popped in the mouth if you was singing
all skeet goddamn. So like you knew that was you should have said that. Yeah, it was my thing is like, where do I even start? I have so many things.
Let's start at
Me
the
too. Well, okay.
Yes,
before we get there, I have a selfish moment. Okay, when I was watching that, I was in tears. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like my childhood just keeps getting more crushed and ruined every chance these motherfuckers get. Stop ruining my life. And I just feel like I literally love Nickelodeon. I wanted to be the Black Amanda Bynes. Okay, like y'all just keep ruining my childhood, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, damn. Like I'm thinking in my childhood, like, oh my God, I wish I was on the Amanda show. Like I wish all this stuff. And it's just like, yo, y'all was really going through it. Like y'all wasn't happy to be in those positions. And that's just like in life in general. Like you really don't know what people are going through. But I just feel like as a kid, it's like, damn. And even now thinking about it as a parent, like Matt was straight up like, yeah, our kids are never going in the entertainment industry. And I'm just like, But what if they're talented? You know what I mean? It's hard to even do that. And like you said, with the parents,
boundaries.
And I feel like with the parents, it's like, just like anything in life, when there's discord amongst two parents, whether that's co-parenting, getting a divorce, or even just like not having that real relationship, it's easy for a mom and a dad to be driven apart from each other, not just in the entertainment industry, but even think about teachers or coaches or this, that, and a third. Like even kids play their parents against each other. And I just feel like as a dad, what, you know, in regards to Drake Bell, I feel like you knew sometimes your kid's happiness isn't always what's important. I'll say that. And yes, it's important for your child to like go after their career and do everything that they want to do. But when you know and you have your antennas up, why would you back off like that? I don't give a damn if somebody's saying like, oh, your kid's not going to be able to work in Hollywood. Well, guess what? My kid's not working in Hollywood. Just like the black mom on the dude from All That. It's like,
you can hate me now, but you won't later.
But I'm saving you from a lot of different things. And even with parents in general, like, of course, we don't, and our kids won't always agree with the decisions that are made for children. But in the end, most of the time, a lot of the times, them adults be onto something. And I just feel like as a dad, I feel like he's even more hurt about it because one, he was never told when it came out. He just found out within the past recent years. And it's like, damn, my relationship with my son was ruined because I thought I was trying to not be the bad guy, you know?
Yeah. Even the girl who was a little, I think she's a little younger, but she was getting messages from Brian, like emails.
No, she wasn't getting messages from Brian. She was the first case. She wasn't the first case, but the first person. His name started with a J or something. He was a white guy, Jason.
Jason. With the nudes. Yes, it was Jason.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, so she was. Yes, so they were two separate cases. So the Drake Bell thing happened later.
But that's when their antennas went up about something going on at Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was related to sexual abuse of children. Yeah, that was the first major case that came up. And even when her mom is discussing it, she was one of the parents that I'm like, no, you allowed this to happen.
Permissive, yes.
Because you were just like, oh, and even when her mom was just like, oh, basically she wanted to be a child star. So she didn't get to do that. So when it came time for her child to be, she was just like, okay, cool, we're all for it. And part of it is like, okay, I could get that. That's something your kid wants to do. You feel like, okay, cool, I'm gonna, whatever to make them happy. But once you see, there's no reason a grown man is emailing your child and you're just like, I read the message and it was innocent. There's nothing innocent about that.
No.
And to say like, oh, from that day on, I knew that she would never be left alone with him. That's not enough. Like, you think she's going to be able to go and act to her full potential and the person who traumatized her is still in the same room? And it's like, at that point, you are doing it for yourself, gratification. I always wanted to be a child star, and now my daughter is doing it. So I'm just going to push and push instead of like checking in with your kid. And now when she started to talk about when everything started to come out and then when they were under investigation, I just knew she was going to say that they took her in. Like, because that's neglect. Like, at some point, you were being very irresponsible with who you had your child around, and you put other children in danger too, because you had no idea what was going on with other kids. You just knew yours. But it could have been the whole damn cast, and you were at fault to a degree because you could have said something when it happened.
Yeah, when she was just like, her daughter came and showed her the picture that he sent her, and she's contemplating, I don't know if I should call the police. What are you talking about? So
what is the question about?
The grown ass. What is the question? It's like, you're fine with a grown ass man sending a dick pic to your 7-year-old daughter? You're fine with him emailing her and them having conversation back and forth that you know about. And then we get here about anything. There's nothing that he even needed to message her about.
No,
that was just completely inappropriate. So you could have stopped it from the first time. But no, you didn't want to do it because you didn't want to be problematic. You didn't want to create a bad environment for your child. And that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when it comes out later about all of the children that he basically had trophies of, then you're just like, so how many kids and it's like, you don't know the line of succession. Your daughter could have been the first.
Yeah.
Your daughter could have been in the middle. So there's kids that came after. All you had to do was just speak up. And those kind of people, I just don't understand it. Like when she was like, I was questioning if I was a good parent. You are a fucking horrible parent. You're a horrible parent because you are allowing someone to violate your child and you're just idly sitting by. And it's just like, I feel like had the case not come up and that investigation not come up, she never would have said anything.
Right.
She only said something because they brought it to her door. And even in that case, when they were just like, I have a problem outside of, people speaking up. I have a problem with the legal system that you literally, he got 6 years for what he did. And it's always under the guise of, we didn't have any of the victims speak up. Only 2 out of a list of 40 spoke up. Like, these are children.
One is enough.
These are children who were assaulted. These were children who are assaulted. You have him writing in his own handwriting that he is battling with finding a child to rape.
Are y'all talking about Brian?
And how
or y'all talking about Jason?
No, Jason.
I'm talking about Jason and how he was going to do it. So it's like,
now I get them mixed up. Which one was talking to? I forgot his name. The serial killer, the one who was like sodomizing children.
That's Brian.
That's Brian.
Well, no.
Okay.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy. He wasn't a child molester. It was just boys, though, right?
Boys,
he wasn't But even still,
he was killing them. He was.
Yeah, he was killing them. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's him. That was Brian. Like, why would you even be pen pals with somebody like that and then have a stack of their letters by your nightstand? Like, are you
showing people
playing? Yeah. And then it's like, in your mind, you think what? Like, you're going to be the next one. And with Drake Bell, it was like, were you planning on killing him? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, honestly,
that probably taunts him too. Like, I could be dead right now.
Exactly. And I honestly, it's going to be crazy to say, but y'all always know that I'm an advocate for teenagers to date, right? Imagine if if he didn't have this girlfriend and the girlfriend's mom wasn't like, yo, what's going on with you? Because how could your girlfriend's mom be so in tune with
what's going on
immediately, and your own mother didn't know what's going on? Now, his father was pushed out. Well, he let himself get pushed out, but whatever. His father was pushed out, and the mother, I feel like, was too lazy. Because what you mean? Oh, she's not going to drive me back and forth, nigga. Who paying the bills around here? Mom, get your ass up and take me to the set. Like, what are we talking about?
Why is this grown ass man?
Yeah, why are you allowing this grown man, like, to have that level of influence in your child's life? Your child is staying at his house.
It's ridiculous. And even like I was trying to say with the girlfriend's mom, it's like, when it comes to the village, whether that be when our kids get of age, their little puppy loves parents. I want to know the parents, because it's like, my child might not be comfortable coming to mom and dad about certain things, but they got Auntie Ray, they got Auntie Shell, and they might have their boyfriend and girlfriend, parents that they might pick up and be like, hey, Sierra, I heard such and such talking to such and such about this, that, and the third. Like, keep your eye out. You get what I'm saying? Like, build that village and let kids have those appropriate relationships, because you're not going to be the end all be all person in your kids' lives. Like, they have to be able to develop relationships with other trusted kids and adults.
Yeah. And be in my kids' business. Like, please be in my kids' business.
Yeah.
Maybe they ain't going to tell me something.
Be in your kids' business and tell. It's not a thing about, I don't want to like ruin the trust. Some things you have to be the adult and be the mature party and just be like, look, this is we will be discussing.
Been on earth longer, you know some things.
Yeah, it's just like to be like, oh well, they don't want me to tell, and no, certain things you cannot just idly sit by and just be complicit in what's going on. Like, watching the whole documentary, it was disheartening, and it was just disgusting that this was allowed to take place. Even Nickelodeon as a company, how many investigations into someone or into something do you have to do to say, hey, this shit ain't right? It took until Me Too for you to really take it seriously. And it's just like outside of that, it was just like them violating child labor laws. Like there's a set amount of time that kids on sets are allowed to work. It's just like there's nobody monitoring this.
Right.
Parents are just like, what do you mean? Oh, I just got to sit over here and my child goes over there. No, I'm going every single place that she goes. She take a step, I take a step.
Sadly,
we're not going to be sitting in a green room and you just parading my kid around. We're not doing that. And even when people always tell me like, oh, Harper should be on TV and she needs this. Fuck no. No. 100%, 1000% no. If you want to take an acting class, cool. I will sit there doing the entire class, but we will not be doing this. You're going to be a child. I don't need you to work. Be a child, because it's too much going on and they're too small, too impressionable, and these things carry on and affect their lives in ways that you can't even imagine long term.
And it can't be undone.
And it can't be
Amanda Bynes trying to be emancipated. That shit, that was the part that I was like,
and Dan Schneider having a key role in her decision to want to pursue that. Yes. It's like, let's pay attention. Why is he so involved in this?
And look where she is now. Like, I get so sad when I see Amanda. Like, when I tell you I love Amanda Bynes, and I still follow her. I've always followed her. And when she had that outburst on Twitter years ago under the name Ashley, I believed her. I believed everything she said. And then now to see her on TikTok making those
can you explain?
Basically explaining everything that we see in this documentary and how bad the children's industry was for Nickelodeon. She said this so many years ago. And to see
everybody wanted to just paint her as crazy.
Oh, she's crazy and this, that, and the third. And to see her now, it's like, damn, like, it's just very sad. It's just very, very sad. And the last part that I'll say, when Drake Bell was talking about how he went to the hearing for the sentencing of Brian Peck,
and all of those people were sitting there in support.
All those people were sitting there in support, and he got over 40. Brian got over 40 letters written to the judge on his behalf, and it's all these execs. I want the list to come out, because when they started listing certain people, I was just looking like, okay, who else is on this list? Who else is on this list? And I literally have this conversation all the time. Sloan Bella, if you know, you know. What she has to say about Justin Bieber and all these, and Chris Brown and all of them, I'm telling you, it's going to come out whatever happened to them when they were coming up. And it's just so sad. Like, I think about it all the time, because it's like, I really enjoy the entertainment industry and music and this and that. But it also makes me feel guilty once I know about these things to enjoy, because I'm like, damn, your trauma. Like, you probably don't even want to hear that song or perform that song again. So, Justin Bieber not performing at the Super Bowl, the songs with Usher, it probably takes him back to a time where, you know, his childhood was taken from him, or whatever has happened to him. So, I don't know. It's just very sad. Very, very sad.
Yeah. I hope that, you know, everyone involved, if they haven't at this point in their life, at some point do, you know, find people that they trust to be able to really let everything out, whether that's a significant other, whether that's a therapist, to kind of release that, because you see it show up in so many other places. Like, even before we get off of it, like Drake Bell was like, I was an alcoholic. I was showing up. Like, even while he was doing Drake and Josh, he was like, I was still showing up. I was drinking. And he was, 15, 16 doing that show. So imagine you're 16 years old. These things are happening to you. You know that all of these people are in support of the person who assaulted you. And you have to deal with it. Nobody is thinking about, this, you know, that he has to continue to go on with his life. Brian Peck went on to be on the set of Sweet Life and Zack and Cody. How? It just proves that there are no protections in place when it comes to children. And that's not just when it comes to children as far as like the entertainment industry. It's across the board. It's disgusting. And
and these parents need to do better.
It's just sad. These parents need to do better. The parents need to, everybody, jail. Everybody must
Cal
do time.
Massey's mother, jail.
Must do time.
You saw him come out and
he
say,
came
I'm
out
tell
and was
my
like,
own story.
Must do time. Yeah, he came
So
out and basically
like,
was like,
his mom talk.
Well, I didn't like watch her videos because she made a couple videos, but I was just like, lady.
I watched a few, and she basically was on the team of Dan Schneider has only been nothing good to me and my family, and blah, 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 blah. And he came out and was just like, I'm going to tell my own story in due time if I choose to, blah, 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 blah. So it's like,
you ain't got to do a lot.
I just feel like as a Black woman, as a mother in general, if it don't apply, let it fly. You ain't have to make no comments, because if a child has gone through X, Y, and Z, even if that was not your experience, even as a woman, if I know a male who has done something to a woman, I'm never coming out and saying, oh, well, that wasn't my experience with him. He was great. Right. What the fuck you do?
Yeah. No need to minimize somebody else's experience with that same person.
Yeah. So that's literally a prayer to everyone. And those who who were the perpetrators, is that the right word? Jail.
They ain't shit ass motherfucker. Yeah.
Jail.
And the hole. And I hope somebody
up under the jail
bites your penis off.
And Dan Schneider could take that response video and stick it so far up his booty crack.
Yo, it was so tone deaf. Well, I don't expect anything less, but
yeah, but whatever.
Next time,
I'm not even getting into him. Let's move on before I get mad again and start crying.
Yes. In lighter news. Yeah, we got lighten the mood.
Shake that off. Shake the devil off.
Well, since you say shaking, did y'all watch the Freaknik documentary?
Yes. It did. Oh my God. Okay, I have something to say.
First of all,
it made me think about
the fact that Freaknik was started by people from DC.
I mean,
I was like, okay,
here we go. Okay. So when I first started watching it, I thought that it was going to give what everybody thought it was going to give, and that was exposing people's aunties. But I'm really glad that it shed light on something that it happens everywhere. And I said that it makes me think of Morgan, not because of predatory men at all, right? But it made me think of this one year when somebody started this whole like, y'all too old to be going to homecoming kind of thing. And people was like, well, it's our home. We supposed to come back. And I understood her sentiment, but it wasn't that. It was directed at the wrong people. It should have been directed towards the people who do not go to said college and come in a room experience. Because I think that has been our experience on several occasions where people who either don't go to the college or like, babes, you aged out. Like,
yeah, like please. You're not even adjacent to this, situation here.
Yes, and you come fucking shit up. And at the end of the movie, the documentary, I was just like, this is an example of what happens when you are a has-been, a predatory has-been, and you come in and you fuck shit up. Because their 1994 was our 2016. And then that's when all the uncles came in trying to get their freak on and trying to relive their young days. And I said, it's always a nigga.
It literally pissed me off, because in my mind, I'm like, dang, I should have went to a Freaknik. Like, what? I got this picture and everything. What? I should have been in there with
if I was in college when Freaknik was a thing, most certainly would
have been driving in Chippy or whatever car we had at the time.
We would have ran in
Sasha, between Chippy or Sasha. We was getting to Atlanta.
Sasha was not making it to Atlanta. I'm sorry.
Listen, not too much on Sasha. For the listeners, the context is Touré and I, we both got our cars around the same time. And it was like, what would you call them? They wasn't ugly, but they was like little bucket cars, but they was cute buckets.
They wasn't no hoopies. They ran. Let's be clear. They ran.
Okay, they ran. They wasn't breaking down all the time, not like that. But they was very,
listen, Chippy's still alive to this day.
I be seeing Chippy. Chippy's still alive, baby. Sasha dead. Okay, Sasha is dead and gone. But may she rest in peace. Yeah. But them cars, they got us to and from DC, Jersey, North Carolina. We was hitting the streets, baby.
What?
Don't worry about where and why. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
But we was, like I said, we would have been down at Atlanta, Georgia at the Freaknik. Okay,
hanging out the window with a half shirt and some Chippendale, not Chippendale, booty shorts on. Doodle brown for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Uncle Luke is the reason why it got freaky. I should have known.
Of course. You should have known.
Of course.
It's Uncle Luke.
I didn't know that.
But I feel like people need to put respect on Uncle Luke, because we wouldn't have all this booty shaking, ass shaking, twerking. We would not have none of that without Uncle Luke. And we love that.
I think some people who watched the documentary might have gotten like, oh, this is where rape culture came from. And it's like, no, I see why you would think that, but no.
Yeah.
It's like it went from freaky with consent to like,
right.
Y'all are just doing anything. Like the girl who came out and spoke about people peeling her out the car and ripping her clothes off. I was like,
that's insanity.
Wow.
That's far left. Like that's not even something that is just like, we're okay with this. Because even people who were there throughout the years from like the beginning until when shit really started to go left, they were even just like, this is not what this was. Like, yeah, people would come out, there would be standstill traffic, people dancing in the street in their cars or whatever, but it was never this.
Right. The violence.
So you could tell that there's a clear distinction between what it started at and what it turned into. Even people who weren't like the people who aren't in college, this is a spring break thing. You don't go to nobody's college.
So you had to take PTO or you ain't got no damn job.
They don't have PTO.
You should have never been there.
They didn't have PTO. No. They didn't work.
They had no job, Tommy.
They didn't have no job to be taking some PTO.
I'm just imagining like when we drove down there and the highways couldn't have been the same. Like it couldn't have been the same. It had to be a little more. It had to be simpler because people was driving from Detroit.
Girl, the maps, they know how to read maps. We just don't know how to read maps. Like,
look, get on 75 and go straight. You're going to get to Atlanta. Keep going down 75. You're going to get, I think, from Detroit to Atlanta.
Run from Detroit.
Yeah, so you just get on 75. It was a big thing because how many highways meet up? I think 95, you had to get off 95 and get on something else. Right. Like 85, 75, you can go from Detroit to Florida. You can go from Detroit to like Miami if you wanted to.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or at least get to like Tampa. You would have to get off and get on 95 to get to Miami. But yeah, you can go a long distance on one highway. Baby, go straight.
I know I was shitting on them, the niggas, because they ruined Freaknik, but they was fine too. So
man,
I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Not the predators though, not the vultures.
Not the predators.
We're talking about the niggas. We ain't talking about the vultures and the predators. But yeah, I'm like, first of all, these little 19-year-olds, they look grown. You 20? You look 30. What the hell? Like, why did they look so grown back then? And it wasn't the makeup because they didn't have beat faces.
They didn't have none.
Like, what made them look so old? Was it the hairstyles? Was it the body? Like, I don't understand. And how everybody had ass like that.
Baby, they ain't had no GMOs in their food.
Yeah, it's the food.
Take the GMO away from me.
I don't want no more GMO.
They ain't had no GMO. That was straight homegrown.
Listen, I want some more cornbread.
They was cornbread and collard green stick. Okay,
man. I said I
want me a little.
Okay, can somebody? Oh, Teray.
Me?
We should have like a party like that, and so I can do my hair and get the outfit and stuff.
A controversy and chaos, Nick. Auntie party.
We could work on it. I don't know.
Auntie party. That would be a great live show.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. We're gonna do something.
But so it was interesting to watch. All good things have to come to an end, and it usually comes to an end because somebody done fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah, but not only that, I will honestly say, when I watched it, I just thought about my college experience and starting college 2011 and graduating fall 2016. The amount that time has changed my college experience. The things that I was doing in 2011 and the parties in 2011, 2012 we were going to, and the things that was happening would have never been able to happen in 2014, 2015, 2016. And I feel like I'm happy that I got that earlier college experience because it gave Freaknik a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But by time, Michelle, I'm sorry, your Morgan experience, it will never hit.
No, I will say, I do think that, because you're not the first person who said this, a lot of y'all just wasn't outside like that. Like, we was outside, but by that point, y'all were at the bars. It was stuff still happening because, I mean, of course, I would never say names, but it was some predatory niggas still lurking.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's always predators. But I would say, like, the culture with social media, I will honestly say social media definitely changed the party scene, because once Instagram develops into what it is now, it changes. It's not even just about the business. It's like you're going to parties, niggas not dancing. Like, niggas is just trying to stand on couches. You get what I'm saying? Like, we literally saw the shift in club and party culture. Like, within our college days.
At the end of it.
Right.
When I was in the club with a cardigan on.
Right.
Yeah, it was very much like section. Nigga, we don't need no section. Like, a section was like, this is a, like, I don't even feel like originally that was a thing. It was just like, you gonna sell tickets to
sections
party.
was always a thing.
It was always a thing,
Because, okay, for me, this is one good thing about having, like, mixy friends, right? So they'll have the section. And for me, it's like, okay, my things go here. This is where I go to get my drinks. So I'm not going to the bar to get drinks. There's too many people. So I'm going to go to your section, get my liquor, get my whatever at the time. And because I was not smoking hookah back then. So yeah, just get my liquor and put my purse there if I need to, because this is a trusted place. Switch out my shoes, because baby, stiletto pumps in the club all night. We did it, but it was crazy sometimes. So I had my little ballerina flat sometimes and my little purse. Okay. So that's what the section was for. The section was not for us to actually sit there. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the section was not like a thing. It was just like, baby, we coming to shake ass. Like, we not coming to be standing here looking cute. No. Leave the shit and let's go. Like, you were around the whole room. Like, you didn't have a good night if you didn't come out and your leave out was curly. It came in straight, left curly.
Yes.
The straight hair could never, I could never. That's how I know people don't have fun when they go out, because I'm like, oh, bitch, your hair's still laid. Never.
To see, though, the party scene is changing. I see a lot of promoters, they like, we not selling tables. And I'm like, y'all get it. It's not fun and niggas broke. So it took y'all to go broke for y'all to see that sections is whack. Like, I enjoy it when we go certain places, if it's like a lounge or something. But I want to see somebody act a fool. Like, why are we not dancing?
Yes,
why are we not mixing
the dance floor?
Yeah. Bottle wars is fun sometimes. Watching people do bottle wars, great time.
Watching. Right? Don't bring that shit over to me.
No, I ain't doing. Right.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
Look, y'all need to do the heel toe in the middle of the floor. Bring it back. I'll do it. To this day, I'll do a heel toe contest.
I do heel toe in my living room all the time. I'm trying to teach Celine. She gonna know the dances.
Listen. But
I feel like this is harder to come here this summer.
I feel like this is the perfect transition to our very favorite unserious Virgo lady.
Oh Lord. Yes.
We have a name. We have an album name. We have a cover. We have a new horse.
Yes. Nadine.
We have new merch. Chardonnay. We have new merch.
Nadine was better though. She should have went with Nadine.
But Beyonce likes Chardonnay, so
Renee, Chardonnay.
So yeah, so I'm very excited about
rap album.
I'm very excited about this album.
Me too.
This lady done made us like country music. But I love her little post. Like, she is so, I love her post because she just be like, she be so shady. She's just like, she's not going to give you the energy to say, yes, the CMA Awards made me feel uncomfortable, made me feel unwelcome, but you know who she's talking to. That's one thing about it. She gonna let you know, I'm talking to you directly. You know who you are, but I'm not going to ask you. She leave that to Mama Tina.
Yep.
And low key, my theory is yes, Beyonce be running Tina account. Like, that is her.
Yeah, that is
She'd be
Beyonce.
Like, delete that, mom. Delete that. Backspace. Let's try this one.
No, she has the whole login. No. That's low key her Finsta. That is Beyonce.
She's typing it. That is Beyonce.
Yeah.
Miss Tina is almost 70 years old. She is not writing that.
Miss Tina, I feel like. Quirky.
No, she posts, like, Tina posts the things that, like, like throwback videos of Beyonce. Like, this was this performance from that. This was, we styled them for this. She's doing that. You could tell the difference. They're very, even the wording is very clear. It's two different things. But when she be getting on people, like when people started saying Beyonce was bleaching her skin when she came out with the platinum hair, that was Beyonce typing.
That was Beyonce.
That wasn't Tina. That was Beyonce. Tina ain't
very much so a Virgo clapback.
Podcast and be like, oh my God, they call my bluff.
That is me.
We know you.
Can we get to the next concert, please?
Listen, what you need us to do? We'll host the backstage.
But we will. Like, I'm gonna host anything she asks. But I'm excited for
it is.
I'll watch the kids.
I'm excited.
I'm watching
excited
Badass Kids, bro.
for this album. I'm excited because Texas Hold'em got me in a chokehold. Okay. Every day.
I don't think my household could take Texas Hold'em anymore. Y'all see Celine. First of all, she has been a part of the Beehive since birth. Like, y'all know when she was born, I could not. The only thing that would get her to be quiet when she was crying in the middle of the night was that Chris Brown album and Renaissance. That was it.
Celine said, "These motherfuckers ain't stopping me."
Hello?
Yes.
You Can't Break My Soul. I was tired of it, but it was on repeat.
Well, yeah, she's gonna give you something that you be like, "What the fuck?" and then you gonna vibe to it. You gonna find yourself singing it in your sleep.
Yeah.
Like Girls. That song.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I bought my little merch box already.
Dang, you so quick. Why you move so fast?
Girl, as soon as she dropped it, as soon as I seen the post notification come across, I said shopbeyonce.com. Click, order.
I don't even be knowing when the shit come out until people be talking about it. I be like, wait, what happened?
Did you order the Renaissance one?
Got it in my closet.
Right. I want to know, what is your, like, what are you so excited about? Is it just because, okay, this is Beyonce doing something new? Like, what are you looking forward to the most?
Except the fact that she would never give us visuals. She's tired. She said no.
You are
I'm not doing that anymore. And she keeps saying it.
Around, we're getting visuals.
If we do get visuals.
We got a movie. What more do y'all want?
Well, no, I don't care about the music videos for Renaissance anymore because you got the movie the visuals. I feel like
I want to see the things that she does. Like, I'm excited for the type of songs that she does. Dolly Parton alluded to that she might be doing Jolene, and if she does Jolene,
one of the songs is called Jolene on a track list.
You saw a track list?
Yeah, she posted a track list.
I am going to die. I'm just very excited about it. I love this whole just like fuck you kind of energy and just like I'm gonna do what I want to do. We know that she's a mastermind. When she says that it took 5 years to put this together, I know that it took every single day of 5 years. And even within that 5 years, you managed to take 2 years to just record Renaissance itself. So I just know that it's gonna be another flawless project, and that's what I'm excited about, because it's just like I feel like for me, with her doing Renaissance, is a completely different sound. Her doing country music, a completely different sound. It's really kind of just like her telling people, you don't know what you like. I'm going to tell you what you like.
Right.
You don't even know something. You think you know, but you really don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear, because country music really just don't vibe to me. And maybe mostly because of stuff that I can't relate to. Some songs, it's like, okay, cool. But I'm like, I don't know nothing about no F-150. Baby, this ain't for me.
I'm going to send you a song that is really good. It's called Kinfolk. That's my favorite country song. I love that song.
Kinfolk. Is a white person singing that?
It's a good song. It's a good song.
I want to introduce you to my kinfolk.
It's a good song.
So
but
good.
just like,
all right. Well, send it to me. The girl, and I'm going to sing. Taylor, Tanner.
Yes, Taylor. I've always loved her. Yeah. And now it's like, okay, I see her doing big things. I'm like, okay, yeah, Beyonce. I think that's the other thing too. It's like she's helping the other women who aren't like the stereotypical country singers and things like that kind of get their footing in. Now, if she does a song with K. Michelle, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, I will lose.
I really hope that like they do something.
Jack Daniels Peach reference in one of them songs. I need
something.
I need it. So I'm just very excited about whatever direction that this is going to go. And we're going to see what Act 3 is.
I wonder if she's been to the Black Rodeo in the past couple of years. Because I was expecting to see her this year. But knowing her, she probably recorded a whole bunch of stuff at one of the past years Black Rodeo in Texas. Because it just passed. It was like the middle of March. And I thought she was going to do some rollout. But you know, Beyonce, no rollout queen.
She did the rollout. She gave you the rollout. She did
rollout.
She did the Super Bowl commercial. That was your rollout.
I guess. I guess
that was
it's just
that
not.
was
She
your
don't
rollout.
really need to go as far as other. She doesn't need to go as far as other artists do when they do a rollout. But people always talk about how she just like she's not. The marketing is just not there, and it doesn't have to be, I guess, because she Beyonce. After she did that surprise album, I don't think so. I don't think it's as strong as like back in the day, right? Like you see when people's come out with an album, you see interviews and all type of stuff. That's why I'm saying it's Beyonce. She don't do stuff like that because she don't have to.
Yes,
she could post a picture.
She doesn't do interviews. Well, you have to take into consideration a lot of big artists do not do interviews. I think interviewing a lot has died down. So whereas the traditional rollouts
did an interview for that mid-ass album, I'm so upset. I'm sorry. It's only 6 songs on there I like.
But yeah, a lot of the major people don't do interviews. And it's because they essentially kind of don't have to. If they choose to sit down to talk to someone, it's very curated. It's like, I'm going to talk specifically to this person, only this person.
They want to talk to. They're not going to go on a run.
Want to. Yeah, they're not going on a press front. You're not going to catch Beyonce at she's not going to the Breakfast Club. She's not doing this. She's not going to be doing those things because she doesn't necessarily have to. And a lot of the times people aren't going to be coming there asking the questions about the project. People are going to be trying to ask like messy questions. Like even Kelly Rowland, even her till this day, she still gets questions about Beyonce and the interview is about her. It's like, no, like I hate that. But she definitely markets. She definitely markets, and her marketing is the most expensive marketing that there is. The Super Bowl commercials, the commercial that comes on, whatever comes on directly after halftime is over, is the most expensive spot on television, and she has had that spot multiple times. So it's like she's
what
marketing.
I think is smart is that I think the smart thing about her marketing is that it's directly to the consumer. Fuck the middleman with the interviews. Because honestly, I don't really want to hear Beyonce talk. Like, not in an interview form.
She knows that now.
I feel like I want to hear her talk when she does her like video diaries and like kind of the documentaries and stuff like that. But as far as her sitting down with somebody, I really don't care to see that from her anyway. You get what I'm saying? So
I wonder if Beyonce ever looked back at her old interviews and that's the reason why she stopped. Because all of the interviews that we've seen are of her acting a fucking fool. And I wonder if she was like, yeah, I want to be taken serious. And everybody around her was just like, well, just shut up. No more interviews.
I think even interviews in that time were like, there wasn't like a Breakfast Club. Like the interview she was doing was like Tyra Banks. Like, of course, nobody's taking, you get what I'm saying? Like those
you're doing Tyra Banks or it's some like a behind the scenes, like it's those kind of interviews. Even like the interviews with like MTV and stuff like that. That used to be like backstage of a show. So sometimes it's like, but y'all kind of want to be.
She run Mama Tina page. Y'all agree she's a little quirky.
Who? Tina?
No, Beyonce. She a little
yeah, she's weird. Like she's very goofy. She's even said like in she's always said that she was goofy. I think we know that. Yeah.
I think the public just kind of made a personality for her that never was who she is. If you look back at old,
and she just ran with her
personality. She's just. I'm sure
she's
in her
very unserious
everyday life, she is just as unserious as she is right now. When she was on stage at Renaissance, I think that was the most like she said. She even said in her documentary, like that was the most free she's been because she don't have to do that no more. So at a certain point, you don't got to do interviews anymore. Your name, most people try to work themselves into that position that I don't have to do all of this bullshit. I don't got to fly around the country and sit and do all of these interviews to promote what I'm doing. I can just put it on Instagram here. I can buy a commercial here. Boom. There we go.
What I will say though, before we end this conversation, I know we're saying that as far as the bigger stars not having to do that. However, what Cardi B is doing right now with her press run, I appreciate because not that she necessarily needs, I think she needs to just because
she's been gone so long.
She kind of lost the relationship. Yeah, she's been gone so long and she's lost the relationship with her audience to the point where to us who've been there with her this whole time, she's almost unrecognizable. It's kind of like, well, who are you? What is your what are you giving and selling to us? Beyonce, we already know what she's giving to us. But with Cardi, it's almost like kind of reintroducing herself. So if you notice, she's doing a lot of the things that the bigger artists don't do, like, you know, the little thing with the microphone on YouTube and like those things that go viral. She's going back to 2018, 2017 Cardi that we were introduced to. And I think she enjoys the interviews because in all of her interviews, she's literally herself. It's like she's not sitting there nervous and being weird. Her interview with Speedy, y'all know we love Speedy. It was very good. Like, I think
Speedy Stan
she's
account
just
over
getting
here.
definitely a Speedy Stan account. I think these are things that she enjoys. And even her linking up with Keith Lee, like I watched his live and he was like, no, Cardi is literally who she says she is. And she builds these relationships with people. So she's not going to go and sit down with somebody that is unfavorable to her. But I appreciate that because you're going into an interview setting that you're comfortable with and you're giving us you and you're being open. She's not just BS and saying anything. Like I've watched every interview and I've enjoyed all of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't the same conversation over and over again.
Yeah, I listened to $1 Million Worth of Game earlier, and I was I watched the interview the other day, but I listened to it today, and I was like, one thing that really stuck out about Cardi was that she mentioned how, you know, all of the people who love me, they the hood bitches. That's why I'm going back to the hood. I'm doing these like smaller venues. Like I'm trying to touch the people I care about that really support me. And that's real because I know like off air, we talk a lot about like JT. And I think it's important for other people to like realize who your audience is, who your supporters are. Like, when you're trying to get the bag, you need to be selling out places where your support is. And I definitely respect that because no matter how big her house got, no matter how much money she made, she always like remains her. And Wallow and Gilly really gave her things because she always told us she was a regular smuggler girl. She always told her she was a hood bitch, she was ratchet, and she's never stopped being that person, a genuine person. And she
I think she was
so
just
kindly
afraid
about
to show
everybody
herself.
she mentioned. Yeah,
right.
she definitely said that.
Yeah, I think like when you don't have any expectations of you and it's just fun and, you know, whatever, then you can you really kind of operate from not having a care in the world, which is what she used to do. But when what comes with more success and more eyes on you, more money, you start to feel like, okay, I have to change, you know, who I am. I can see people having to deal with that kind of like internal dialogue of, okay, I don't want to change who I am. Like, I like who I am. But the people over here are like, no, we actually need you to be more like this. That's a tricky thing to have to navigate to figure out, okay, how do I do things? But also, we don't live our everyday lives with thousands of people flooding our space with negativity. And it's very difficult because you can't just say, oh, well, don't care about engagement, don't post, don't do those things.
You
because
have to, though.
we know that social media runs everything. If you're not active on social media and people can't see you and you don't have a large enough platform to have that engagement, that it's not going to work. It's social media, whether it's good or bad, it's a necessary tool.
Right.
So, but also they're people. You can tell that she runs her own social media accounts because it's just like you see all the comments.
This really. I'm mad tired.
She's so New York. She is so the Bronx.
No D, just MAA.
Yeah, so it's just like, you know, stuff like that. It's like, you know, that she's she's running it, but that's something that we can't speak to because we don't know what it feels like to have 10,000 people. If it's one thing, if it's one negative person that got something to say, it's like, go away, fly, move.
It's a bunch of
but
people.
When it's 10,000 people, you know, constantly
from
every
other
day,
fan groups.
Not just on your personal page, everything that's posted about you, it's always something. And it's just like, I can't breathe without people finding something wrong with what I'm doing. So I can see how that takes effect on people, especially people who feel things.
Yeah, I would lose it. I already know. I would lose my mind.
Yeah, like some people
be like,
feel
back
things
away from the phone, Michelle.
Yeah, it's easy to say put the phone down or delete the app, but it's difficult to put that in practice when you know that this is a necessary tool. So even in
and you
know,
shouldn't
the $1
have
million, yeah, people should just like
shut the hell up and scroll by.
Yes, if you don't like something, you can literally just scroll. If you don't want to hear about her, you could literally put a filter on and just filter out everything related to Cardi B. You do not have to consume. That goes back to our same conversation. You don't have to consume this shit. You can choose what you allow and what you don't. But people really don't be haters. They just want to have something. You the biggest fucking fan.
And that's what he said.
You take it out your day to
your haters is your PR.
Constantly say something negative when it comes to another person. Every time, like, Cardi could be like, oh, I bought these cute new underwear at Target, and a Barb is gonna be like, oh, she wears underwear, Nicki Minaj wears underwear, and it's like, huh? What? These things don't matter.
Underwear. They're gonna post a picture of some underwear, like, oh, now she want to buy underwear because Lotto buying underwear. Mad bitches always linking up.
It just be like the most ridiculous things that don't make sense. I just be like, okay, this is mental illness. That shit needs to be studied.
It's honestly insane.
And culture altogether needs to be studied.
No, I was having a conversation with someone like a few days ago because they were going to the Nicki Minaj show, and I was just like, oh yeah, by choice? Yes, by choice. They're Barb. Oh. So I was just like, oh, let me know how it is, like blah 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 blah. And I don't even know how we got into the topic. Oh, I said that I saw mixed reviews about the show. Like some Barbs feel like it was great, and some Barbs felt like, oh, she's taking too much time in between shows. The DJ be on there for 2 hours before the show even starts. Like just different things that I've been seeing on TikTok, good and bad. And all of it is coming from Barbs because nobody else is buying tickets to a Nicki Minaj show. If you don't like her, why would you go? That doesn't make sense, but whatever. Right. So I'm just saying all these things because everyone knows, like, I love Nicki, but I love her music, but I don't really like anything else about her, like, honestly. So the Barb was like, just cutting me off in the gate and everything. I said, hold on, this is mental illness. Like, you really have a problem. Like, why are you so, and then why are you bringing Meg into it? Why? I'm not even talking about Meg and Cardi. Why did you just talk about them? Like, what did you bring them up for?
I'm the resident Barb. I love with a D at the end.
Yes.
But sometimes you just gotta know when to cut it off.
It's crazy. And these are grown
membership card in.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sitting here on the phone. I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to say anything else because I'm not about to argue with you like this is 08 about our favorite.
I would love to know who you're talking about. This is so interesting. Type it in.
Yes, I need to know off air. I need to know. Fuck anonymity. I need to know who this person is.
It was getting crazy. Like, you're sitting here yelling at me on the phone. I'm like, okay, girl, love you.
Like, oh, no.
Change the subject.
Yes. I love seeing green. I love Itty Bitty Piggy. I love all her old stuff, Monster Remix, but I do not like her. She's not a good person. She's just not. Like,
she's not my cup of tea, personality-wise. I just, Mm-mm.
And she don't have, and I hate to compare them, but we started talking about this because of her. Like, when Gilly and Wallow were talking about just being authentic and like people gravitating towards you, and how she has this big person, her personality is bigger than the celebrity. Can't say the same about some of y'all faves.
Yeah,
we can't. Like, they don't have no personality. Their personality is
being a mean girl.
Being a mean girl. Rap music. Like, what else do you have? And that's why a couple episodes ago, Teray said it. That's how Cardi has been able to solidify herself as a media darling. People love her.
Yeah.
Personality definitely gets you. Personality definitely gets you a long way. Whatever. But somebody mentioned it. Megan is going on tour. I think we mentioned this, but Megan is going on tour. We are all three going, not at the same time. All three of us are going to the Hot Girl Summer Tour. At first, I was on the fence if I wanted to go, but y'all know I'm in my fuck it, we ball kind of
the fence
thing. Yeah, I was on the fence if I wanted to go or not. But I was just like, I texted her, and I was just like, are you really trying to go? It was like a spur of the moment thing. I was just like, I woke up in the morning, I was like, fuck it, let's roll. I don't care.
I'm gonna bully y'all into recording. We're gonna record our different city experience.
Oh, I already have a whole content list, Michelle. So don't worry about it, baby.
Can't wait.
Yeah, putting your ass to work, putting us to work.
Let me take my tripod in my suitcase.
Yeah, trust me, I got you. I already got the list. I got the list of things that we need to do. I was gonna plan to send it next month, But if you want to know, we'll talk about it offline.
I gotta plan my outfit, so send it now.
Yeah, you gotta send Michelle her stuff now.
Yeah, yes. Okay. So
send it immediately.
I feel like with the whole Meg thing, it's like I'm lying. No, I've never seen Meg live in person, right? And for me, it's just kind of like, all right, before she gets on her Cardi B and all these other levels, because she's never really done tours to my knowledge. So I feel like her tickets were never expensive to see her, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just get a cute little seat and see what sis is giving. I wasn't really even excited about it until, this is going to sound so bad, but I wasn't really excited about it until she posted sold out date for the city that we're going to. I said, oh, hold on, it's about to be lit. It's about to be lit. Like, I'm excited. It's summertime. Well, it's about to be summertime. And yeah, I'm just like, wow. Cause y'all know, like, I like concerts, but I'm not really, I think I have fear of crowds. I think that's what it is. That's what I think, honestly, the last Broccoli City Fest we went to, it really was a lot for me. Like, I love the fact that I got to see Nipsey again before he passed. I think that was like my third time seeing him. Cardi, I love that I got to see her and everybody that was there that year. It was a great time. But y'all know I'm short and people tend to trample me and it makes me uncomfortable, especially when I'm high and drunk. Like, I cannot be around crowds like that under the influence. My anxiety goes crazy. So
I think we talked about this one episode. Well, this was the last episode. Because when I went, it wasn't bad. But like now, I think in my head, I'm like, I know when I went to Broccoli City, the security wasn't that tight. And you know what area of DC you in. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, so I be having a little big crowds kind of make my heart race at this age. Like, I don't know how I used to do the things I used to do in my earlier 20s and teens, because now my mind just be like, oh no, I don't want to go. Like, you know. So
I've never been to a festival ever, so I don't think I could. I've never been to a festival, and that's the exact reason. Like, places that don't have seats, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because now we just standing shoulder to shoulder, y'all pushing. I don't like that. I like to have a venue with a seat. Even like I wanted to go see Offset. I still want to go, and Atlanta's pretty much sold out at this point. But a lot of the venues, like Fillmore's have seats at the tops, but no, in the middle, it's just like standing room. It's fine if you're in the right kind of crowd. But I think the only standing room concert I've ever been to was when me and Kayla went to see Ari Lennox. And even then, it was people like trying to shove their way to the front. And I'm like, you wasn't here. Like, we've been here. No, you either got to get there super early to get close up. I rather would just have a seat. Yeah. And I don't have time for the pushing, and it's hot. And I'm just like, I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
I could see myself just exiting immediately. It'd be too much for me.
So, y'all know when we went, remember when we went to go see Mary J. Blige and people was going in between the metal detectors? Like, they wasn't going through the metal detectors, they was just going in.
Yes, that was my only thing about going to see her. Yeah, like going to see her, it was just like, it was fine. Like, once we got in, it was just so disorganized. I hate chaos. That kind of chaos. I hate function, like, for events and stuff. I hate when things are not organized.
Like, uneasy.
Yes, like the door should have been open. Everybody should be walking through the metal detectors. Check the bags. Like, this should be a quick process, not that we're standing outside an hour and a half. The show is, you can literally hear music starting and y'all still have people outside. That wasn't necessarily it. I mean, the concert itself was fine once we got to our seats and we didn't miss anything. But whatever the opening act was, we didn't see none of that shit because we was standing in the line outside.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to get there early.
Royal Farms Arena, or whatever the shit they want to be called now, is chaotic.
That's what it is.
So they need to have it organized for Megan. It's gonna be hot, and when niggas get hot.
That's where it's gonna be.
I think so. I think they just changed the name of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just changed the name.
I can imagine where else it's gonna be.
We're gonna go down early. We're gonna get us some food and have a whole day. So, well, we didn't plan it yet, but I'm just saying that's what we're gonna do.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm last about my outfits. I don't know. Naked.
Okay. Well, moving on. it's just, we have to talk about this. Michelle, I know you don't really be like into this kind of drama, but me and Sierra, we be into it. So if you don't know, we gonna break it down for you. Bridget Kelly and Mandy split from their podcast called See the Thing Is. This was maybe like 2-3 weeks ago that they ended everything. So now Mandy has kind of gone on her own little smear campaign to just really get into the details of on her side why she feels like the podcast ended. In her like between IG lives and just doing like little like interviews and things like in no major platforms. Yeah, comments and things. She basically was like, she felt like Bridget was lazy, that she was having to do all of the admin work, and that she had an issue with Bridget basically saying that she wasn't attending Bridget's wedding because she couldn't have a +1. Just kind of going on and on, when initially that they had established that they were split amicably, they weren't going to speak negatively about each other. They had put out a statement and then everything was going to be done. But I feel like as soon as the last episode aired, here we go. So now Bridget Kelly has responded. Sierra, take it away.
Okay. Before I get into what Bridget had to say, I just feel like y'all know how I feel about Mandy. Don't know her personally, but I just feel like every time we see her, it's a mess. And it's like, you just want to be in the mess for no reason. And my thing is, it's okay to speak your piece and have differences of opinions. But to me, it's always nasty work. Like, she's the type of woman that, like, when you fall out with somebody, now all of a sudden you spreading tea and rumors and gossip about things that's like, why, what is happening here? I thought we split amicably. Like, why are you talking about all these other things? It's given, this is your rollout to keep your name relevant. And let's be honest. So back to what Bridget had to say. So Bridget basically was sitting down with Blue Telusima. I don't know if you know who that is, but I love Blue. She's great. Michelle, I feel like you would like her too.
You would like her.
Yeah,
she's very smart. She's very smart. She's
intellectual.
She's good.
I mean, we're all dorks, honestly. We're all kind of geeky in a way. Like, we're just cool geeks,
but like,
you know? But we're all
she gives like the tea, but she's gonna give the intellect behind it.
Exactly. Very thought-provoking, mental health app, all the things. Blue is great. I love her. So Bridget and Blue, you know, they sat down, had a conversation behind the paywall, which I just saw clips of it because I'm behind the paywall.
You wasn't paying.
But Bridget basically just kind of debunked a lot of the things that Mandy said. Like Trey said, Mandy came on there on her Instagram live and saying how she didn't get a +1 because she's not married, and painting this picture of Bridget trying to make it seem like, Bridget's idea of partnerships and marriages and all these things. Like, no, she's not saying you can't have a +1 because you are married. You're not married. What Bridget actually said was, at the time when she got engaged in November 2022. Her and Mandy were on good terms. They're co-workers, they're friends, all these things. So of course you got to save the date to the wedding. From the save the date and the actual invitation, something happened between them, and Mandy never received an invitation to said wedding. So all that stuff she's talking about +1s and things was not true, according to Bridget. So it's like, you're trying to paint this narrative about her and her idea of relationships and marriages, trying to talk down on people. Because, you know, Mandy's one of those women, from what we see her put out, that marriage isn't important to her. So coming with the narrative that if you believe in marriage or if you are married, you know, this, that, and the third. Nobody's judging you because you're not married or you're not in a, you know, traditional relationship.
Is what it sounds like.
Exactly. And I feel like it's projecting. So it's like, you're trying to paint Bridget to be this person. I don't understand it. So that was one thing she debunked. Blue also made the statement pointing out the fact that, okay, Mandy, you were doing a lot of the admin work, which you could have easily outsourced. Get an assistant or something for the podcast, cool. But you're doing the admin work, whereas Bridget was bringing on the talent and the big names. Mandy, yeah, you're known in the Black podcast world, but as far as these celebrities and these artists, they're not coming to sit down and talk to you because it's you. They're coming to sit down and talk on that show because it's Bridget Kelly. Like, she might not have the big Beyonce name, but she's worked with the Beyonce, she's worked with the Jay-Z, she's worked with all these people. She is known in the industry. So it's like, I don't understand how you're upset about having to do or doing admin work for your business. Everyone has a role to play. Play the roles.
Right.
And if it's a problem, speak on that and outsource for help.
Yeah. Before we have to split.
Yeah. So it's just like a lot of the things that she was saying, I just felt was nasty work. I've seen on the internet too many times where Mandy has sat there and fallen out with a numerous of people.
Even Weezy.
Whether, yeah, I mean, they do great business together, but they clearly, other than that, it's difficult. Like, and she's just the problem. She is honestly the problem. And I hate to say it. It's like, why do you always have to find an issue and paint these narratives against people? And I really probably feel like Bridget is sitting there maybe kicking herself in the ass, because it's like, wow, I took a chance to do this show with you, but I could have been right on with Joe, you know, with my friend who I knew all these years. It probably wouldn't have had to go through that.
And now look where that relationship is.
In the trash. I'm just like,
Button.
Oh, they're friends?
Yeah. Well, that's how the See the Thing podcast even came about. It was Joe's doing, really.
Oh.
Bridget and Mandy didn't know each other. They met each other through Joe.
And now they're friends.
Now Bridget and Mandy not friends. And assuming Bridget and Joe ain't friends. And Bridget and Joe were friends for years. Before this happened. So this happened. And that's the thing, though, is like, you put your faith, what T.S. Madison said, you put your trust
in a nigga. Stupid hoe, how you
figure? Okay,
like, you put your trust in a person who is notorious for doing this, and now it, like, tigers don't change their stripes. It's going to eventually happen to you. So it's like, it happened to her. And what?
It's so true.
You always got a saying, bro.
She does. But it even brings me back to, like, even my own relationships and friendships. It's like, I've always been the type of person to try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But also, once you show me who you are, I'm going to operate with you a certain way, because it's never going to be a gotcha bitch moment with me. I done seen how you did your bestie. I seen how you did such and such. We could be cool, but those boundaries are going to be put in place to protect myself, because I already know once I go off that edge, baby, ain't no coming back. It's straight to hell, both of us. Okay? So, yeah.
Yeah, so and I also think, like, Bridget mentioned,
Mandy also has a new show, right?
Mandy got a new show every 30 business days.
Every 5,
literally. She's producing something. I don't even know. I don't even care.
It's an intergenerational show with some people.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
great. She's a great businesswoman. She does, in the podcasting world, she knows how to keep the name and the things buzzing. She knows what she's doing. But I just feel like, as a person, she's just nasty. And even, like, not to be sharing too much tea, but, like, on So Shameless, you know, they don't talk about her no more. But Tahoe did have a situation. If you listen to So Shameless, Tahoe did have a situation with Mandy. And it's kind of like she's been blocking their progression, because who is she cool with? She's close to Uncle Charla. There's no reason why So Shameless, they have like over 30,000 listeners, but there's no reason why they haven't gotten to the Black effects or gotten into business with these different people.
Wait, how is Mandy blocking that, though?
Because of the relationships and basically talking down on them, and Tahoe mainly, because of situations that they have had. It's like a whole long drawn out thing that we don't have time to get into.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, So Shameless is a great show.
It's a great show. And I feel like I listen to it faithfully. And they're very creative in the things that they do. There's like no other show that's like them right now. And I feel like they should be.
I want to join their Discord.
Oh, girl, I'm in it. Don't worry.
Really?
I love it there. I love So Shameless. Like, I've been a So Shameless fan since back when Passport Cuddy was there, and I literally could never stand her.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Passport Cuddy is a throwback.
She is. She be getting on my nerves, but I still got to keep up with her, because she was like the first of her kind, you know.
The first troll.
Yeah. So we'll stay updated on the pod wars and the pod streets drama. I'll make sure I keep my ear to those streets. But Mandy, she just, Yeah, but listen, that's the thing. Like, I want to be amongst, but not that way, because, like I said, don't take it there with me, because we're taking it to hell, all three of us. Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that just reminded me. I don't know if y'all be seeing it on like TikTok, but I love when Santana learn a new word.
Yes, I think we talked about this. Yes,
he is so
diabolical. Funny. His new word that he done learned is diabolical.
Diabolical.
He like, why is everything diabolical? Because it is like people be doing people be doing some diabolical shit, and it's just funny. Like words just kind of like catch on. So it's like, yes, diabolical is not a new word, but it's a new.
It's very much so in the dictionary.
Yes, it's a new culturally relevant word. Because it is. It is.
Oh, speaking of diabolical, the best marinara sauce is by, I don't know how to pronounce it, but RAO. The price is on that.
Diabolical. Ain't no way I'm paying $8 for some pasta sauce. Baby, we gonna get ragu and
we about to doctor up the ragu, or we gonna roast some tomatoes and make it ourselves if we really feeling like it.
Yeah, so San Marzano tomatoes, you can really make it yourself. But I'm never paying nobody $8 for a glass jar, and that's just one jar. You gotta get two.
Right. Yeah, it's diabolical for sure.
I can only afford the noodles. Like, I can only fit the noodles in the budget. I can't buy the sauce. We gotta figure something out.
Come on,
It's like Kerrygold butter. Kerrygold butter.
Yeah,
I like to buy it. It's some good shit, but $5.
I don't even really know. That'd be the thing. Like, how do you know? How do I know this came from Ireland?
Oh yeah,
Kerrygold. How do I know? How do you know? You don't know. So I'm like, girl, I'm not buying this $8 butter. I ain't got time for that shit.
No.
Store brand do the same thing, but that Kerrygold is different when you try to make something that's like
rich. Yeah, maybe. I could see it being necessary, but I don't do things like that. Like, I don't bake and shit, so I would never need to use it.
Y'all give me the regular a brownie. I'm talking about
give me the regular shit.
You guys have kept me entertained with these hot topics.
I know that we're running over like our cups. Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. But I want to mention we had a more serious something to talk about, but I don't want to talk about that. I'm not in the mood. Can we talk about?
Then why would you mention it?
Right? What the hell?
I'm sorry, because we're it's so upbeat right now. Let's just like not
that.
Okay,
was diabolical.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah, that was
diabolical behavior. Diabolical.
The Kendrick Lamar verse though was diabolical.
Oh, okay, that was diabolical.
Oh yeah,
and I only want to talk about this because if you follow Ciara, well, no, you wouldn't see it anyway because you're not one of her friends.
Yes, and my close friends.
Ciara has this thing about Drake's hands, and I've been thinking about it all morning because now I finally understand because she posted the picture of his hands, and I was like, ew, they look clammy. They do look wet.
It drives me insane. Drake, why are your hands like that? Like,
definitely
okay,
have sweaty palms.
But my thing is, it's one thing. Let me explain. Okay. There's one thing to have sweaty palms. Sometimes my hands are a little moist, it's cool. But it's the fact that like the fingertips are so round. You have no nail. There's no fingernail on this man's fingers. It looks fake. You ever seen Spy Kids, the Thumb Thumbs?
Yeah.
All his fingers look like Thumb Thumbs. It drives me insane. Like, if I ever met Drake and I gave him a little side church hug, nigga, don't touch my shoulder, bro. Please.
His shirt might be wet.
Like, his fingers, Drake's, Aubrey Drake Graham, no relation. Because I know my last name is Graham. We not related.
Yeah.
Cousin peeps.
Don't touch me at the family reunion, bro. I promise. Please. The hands. I don't want to. Oh, I can't imagine dapping him. Oh my God. I can't.
You're going to need some sanitizer.
I'm done being immature. I just can't take it. Please change the subject because now I'm like literally seeing the fingernail-less fingers in my head. I can't.
Well, I just wanted to give a shout out to Kendrick Lamar because he did that. And shout out to Future. I feel like a hypocrite because I do not advocate. I do not excuse Debbie baby daddies, but he makes some good music. I've never let go of Future. I'm sorry.
I took a break for
my
a while.
Collection. I love toxic rap music, especially when I'm like in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Future. I hate to admit that. But him with the sneaky features, he did that.
He did. And Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin though, can we give some props to the production?
Yeah.
Like, sir, why you do that?
The cover art threw me off a little bit, but I'm here.
Oh my God.
Did the cover art throw y'all off?
A little bit, because I'm like, it's giving the male version of Waiting to Exhale.
It did like they in the mountains of Arizona.
It's about to blow up the car. Like, what are y'all niggas doing with these suspenders on?
Yeah.
The fuck going on here? But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the body of work, the content that they gave us, Content Kings. I was entertained, had my little bop going on. And Kendrick Lamar, like, I don't even really care to have this conversation about best rapper out of the three, but J. Cole was never going to be in the list for me. He's just too boring for me. I'm sorry. I don't enjoy J. Cole. I enjoy some of his features, like what he has done with 21 Savage or the song he has with Offset. But J. Cole himself, I've never been a fan. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not for me. You're too boring. Kendrick, it's like he paints the picture with his lyrics, his cadence, his flow, very entertaining. It's never the same across the board, but he still has his own style. Yeah. And Drake is just a hit maker. He's Drake. You can't take that away from him. But I don't know, Kendrick, I'm happy to see you out out your little streets, off your little couch and in the booth. What Lotto said, take it to the booth, bitch. Yeah. And he did.
People on Twitter said they so happy to see him back because what did they call the album? Miles Morales and the Pepper Steppers or something like that. And I was like, that album was interesting to say the least. So I get it. Like, I was very confused by the album. It reminded me of when Beyonce came out with Lion King. I wasn't a fan of it.
Well, I like the gift. The gift, excuse me.
Get out immediately because you are getting some
I wasn't a fan at first. But
what? The gift is such a good. You one of those people.
It was so good.
I was in a delicate point in my life. I needed Freakum Dress back.
I would still get it bumped to this day.
Right. To this day, I'll be playing Brown Skin Girl and Power. Like, I
loved when it first came out. There was no question about that. But the whole album, I was like, "What is
that
this?
album?" Is so good.
I love that album.
The only thing I don't like is when like James Earl Jones start talking. I'm like, God damn it, you fucking it up. Shut up. Next.
Yeah.
I don't like that part. I also don't like when albums have like just random people just talking as a song. Don't do that. You mess up the vibes because now I just want to. I want to flow into the next song.
Yeah,
I'll take that back because I like it. I like it from some people, not everyone. I don't like it from Beyonce because I like the way she sequences her albums. Everything just goes with one another,
and it's always
the way that it's supposed to. So just like talking throws me off. But when like 21 and Metro did their mixtape and Morgan Freeman was like narrating on it,
I love that.
Because it matched. It was like this goes. This was curated all together. That made sense. Like that, I don't mind that. When it was on the gift, I'm like,
baby, be having some good stuff on there, some very thought provoking. This world,
he's very intelligent.
Money, two things: money,
and pussy.
If you ain't got no money, you ain't got no pussy. That's the way that goes.
Period.
That's the way that goes.
One day we have to talk about all of the rap niggas that we love, because me and 21 Savage, not only do I love his music, I just love him. Like,
okay, he can do something.
I could do something for you.
Yeah, 21 is really
sick. Anyway, but
right now,
yeah. Well, we'll add that to the docket for another episode. But I feel like we got through a lot. We got through quite a lot of topics. When I look at the list, we got through quite a lot of topics. We be over talking, but we got through a lot of topics, and so That's it for today. I have no strong closing statement.
Look, bye y'all, because we got my blood boiling.
We talk too much, and I gotta leave my nose down.
Purr.
Toodles.